In this lesson, we're going to jump into arrays. We've already dealt with two types of array, the string array and the standard array. So just an example of those again very quickly is string equals hello. And the example of a standard array would be country array, and these elements are separated by commas. And we'll just do USA, Canada, and Mexico. Now to output the string array, let's say we just want to say he. So in this case, we're going to do echo $string 0 dot $string 1. That's because I want the index of 0 and the index of 1, so I get HE. Let's output that and see what happens. And there we go. Now let's say we want to output Canada. We're going to do a break so that we don't run the two together. And then we'll echo country and of 1. And we get he in Canada. As we did in the previous example, we could have stuck country in a for loop and actually looped through each one of the countries. In the last lesson, we had a color array, and this color array had hex values. But the way we did that, we did if statements for each hex value. So in this example, let's do what's called an associative array. And let's create the same color array, but this time let's add the color values directly into the array. A great place to find the color charts is at htmlcolorcodes.com. So here we want a red value. Just copy that out. Now for the associative array, we're going to end our quote there, and we're going to do an equal sign and a greater than symbol. Then in quotes, we're going to add our value. Separate the whole section by a comma, and then we'll do it again on just a few more colors. And now let's just do a for each loop. For each color as value, just like we did in the last lesson, but this time we're going to say equals with a greater than symbol, and then we'll define a value as key. Again, you can put anything there you want. And we'll just echo my color is $value, and my hex code is $key. Let's go ahead and take off all these other echoes up here, just so it's not confusing. Okay, we got a little error here. But if I go back, I notice I didn't put my dollar in front of colors. Let's try that again. Alright, and it's looping, so let's go ahead and create a break at the end. And there we go. My color is red, my hex code is different values. So as you can see, this example is much easier than all the if statements we did in the previous lesson. Now let's look at multidimensional arrays. A multidimensional array is an array that contains other arrays. So here's a good example. We'll create an array called cars. We'll open up our parentheses, and we'll close our parentheses. Now, inside of this, we're going to create more arrays. Create an array of a Buick, 2012 and 2013. We'll create an array of a Toyota. We'll make it a 2001 and a 2002. Separate that by a comma, and we'll do one more array of a Chevy, 2014 and a 2015. No need to put a comma here because this is the last array in our array. So notice we've created an array of arrays. Now next, let's go ahead and echo some statements to see what we get. So let's go ahead and echo a statement to display our cars. I'm going to say the $cars. Actually, let's go ahead and open it up like that. $cars. With 2 square brackets. I'm going to do just a comma and then a space, just so we have a space in between the next one. And let's just copy this whole statement here. Be much easier than having to retype it. And I'll say is available, but the is not. Okay, so now I'm displaying several arrays here. So let's go ahead and say we want the 2012 Buick to be available. So to get the 2012, I know that I want the 0 array and the 1 array. So I'll do 0 sub 1. Now I want to say Buick, so we're still on the 0 array, but now we're going to be on the subarray of 0 as well, because Buick is 0, 0. Next, let's say Toyota. We'll say the 2002 Toyota. So in this case, I'm going to do the 1 array and the 2 array. So we'll do 1, 2, and of course we want to say Toyota, so we'll say 1, 0, because we have 1 and then 0. Alright, let's see what that does. So the 2012 Buick is available, but the 2012 Toyota is not. Now just a quick example on what you can do with these arrays. Let's just say I remove that whole section there. I could create another multidimensional array within this one. And we'll just call it array. And we'll just say 1, 2, 3, followed by a comma. Array 3, 4, 5. And then we'll just end that with that. And then down here in my statement, I'm going to need a third bracket because that particular array has a third section, or third level. So I want array 0, and then I want array 1, and then I want array 1. So now let's do array 0, array 0, and array 0, 1, 2. Let's output that. And there's our result. we get 4 and 3. So you can actually drill down these arrays to as many levels as you want to drill down to, and you just have to add another square bracket at the end of each one for every level you have. Next, we're going to talk about array sorting.